What is up, sexy beast? Crazy Rabbit here, and today we're going to be comparing the Lsat to the BRM and then taking a look at both these weapons on round 50. So let's go ahead and get the shit started. So I did not actually come up with this comparison idea. A fan by the name of Fiery Warrior actually did. So shout out to you and thank you for the idea. And you guys should know the deal by now. The first thing I'm going to do is let you guys watch and listen to each individual weapon so that you guys can see and hear the differences. And overall, make your own professional bald opinion so that you guys can decide which one you actually like better. So here you go. So when it comes to the overall looks and sounds, I really don't have a preference. I don't care for either one. If you were to hold a gun to my head and force me to pick, I guess unupgraded wise, I would probably prefer the looks and sound of the Lsat. But upgraded wise, I would probably choose the BRM just because of one reason and one reason alone. That fucking target finder on the goddamn Lsat. I hate that thing with a passion. I think it looks so ugly and I just hate using it. Fuck that target finder. I hate it so much. I never used it in multiplayer. I refuse to use it in zombies. This is like one of the main reasons I just kind of shied away from the Lsat was that goddamn target finder. And I really can't complain about the target finder too much. I guess it's kind of karma because I used to use the baby monitor back in Modern Warfare 2 like all the time, like religiously. But this video is not about that. This video is about comparing some LMGs. So let's go and take a look at all these comparisons. The first one we're going to be doing is the fire rate. Now this fire rate comparison is not even fair, and you will see why once I start shooting right now. The Lsat is miles faster than the BRM. Now the Lsat carries 100 in its magazine while the BRM only carries 75, so I had to actually lower the Lsat down to 75. But still, the Lsat's fire rate is just way faster than the BRM. By the time the Lsat is done reloading and is shooting, once it gets down to 75 again, that's when the BRM is finished shooting and is done reloading. So the Lsat is just way faster than the BRM. So now let's go ahead and take a look at the accuracy. So when it comes to overall recoil and hipfire, I'm kind of going to have to say the unupgraded versions are tied. I really don't see much of a difference. When it comes to the recoil, these weapons are barely going to have any, which is actually pretty surprising for the Lsat considering it has such a fast fire rate, but neither of these weapons really have much recoil whatsoever. And when it comes to hipfire, they're going to be pretty accurate. I really wouldn't be hip-firing with an LMG from any distance, but if you happen to do be hip-firing, these weapons are actually going to be pretty decent at it. The spread's not going to be too atrocious. I wouldn't be shooting at zombies halfway across the map, but if a zombie's like right in front of you and is pretty close, you're probably going to hit it with these weapons. So when it comes to overall accuracy, I'm going to have to say that they're tied. Alright, and last but not least, before we actually do get to the upgraded versions, let's go and take a look at the reload speed. Now this surprised the hell out of me. I was not expecting this whatsoever. The reload speed's going to be the exact same. I was expecting the Lsat to be way faster than the BRM because the Lsat's faster in fire rate and mobility, so I was like, okay, reload speed makes sense, it's going to be faster. That is not the case whatsoever. They're going to be the exact same, and at the time, my anus was not prepared for that, so that really did give me a big shock. Alright, so before we actually do get to the upgraded versions, let's go and take a look at how much ammo these things actually do hold. So the Lsat is going to hold 100 in its magazine and 400 in stock, and when you actually upgrade to the FSRT, get it first, ha, comedy. And when you actually do upgrade this thing to the FSRT, it's going to carry 100 in its magazine and 600 in stock, so it's going to carry a total of 700 shots. Compared to the BRM, which is going to carry 75 in its magazine and 375 in stock. So unupgraded wise, the Lsat is going to carry a little bit more, but once you do upgrade the BRM to the Blight Oblivion, it's going to carry 100 in its magazine and 700 in stock. So a total of 800 rounds, which if you can do simple ghetto math is going to be 100 more than the Lsat can carry. So when it comes to overall ammo, you got to give it to the BRM. Alright, so now that we have both these weapons upgraded, let's go ahead and real quick just run through all these tests again because really not much changes with these weapons once you upgrade them. When it comes to the overall fire rate, nothing changes here. The fire rates kind of just stay the same once you upgrade them. The Lsat is still going to be by far the winner. I start shooting at the exact same time. Both of these weapons do have 100 in its magazine, and the Lsat with its stupid ass target finder is going to be miles ahead of the BRM. And if we actually do take a look at the accuracy, I would honestly give this one to the BRM just because of that stupid ass target finder, but I'm going to take my prejudice and bias and whatever other fancy words I can take out and actually say that they're tied, because really, neither of these two weapons have bad recoil and their hipfire is pretty much the exact same. If I honestly had to take a guess at which one I think would be a little bit better, I would probably say the Lsat, because I do feel like its hipfire is just a teeny tiny bit better than the BRM. But god damn it, that target finder pisses me off, so I'm gonna go ahead and say that they're even. Alright, and lastly, if we take a look at the reload speed again, they're pretty much going to be dead even. One weapon doesn't really have an edge when it comes to the other one, so when it comes to reload speed, it's a tie. So when I first saw the comment that said to compare these two weapons, the Lsat to the BRM, I didn't think it would be a very good comparison because they're kind of different weapons. The Lsat's more of a speed weapon, while the BRM is more of a tank weapon. The BRM is going to be a lot stronger, while the Lsat's going to be a lot faster. The Lsat has a higher mobility and has a faster fire rate, but the BRM does carry more ammo and does more damage. So I really didn't think this would be a very good comparison. And up until this point, it really hasn't. But on round 50, these weapons like complete each other. On round 50, these weapons are like the same thing. They're going to kill probably the same amount of zombies, and they're probably going to kill them as fast as each other. The BRM has a lot of power, so it's going to take you less shots, and the Lsat's going to be a little bit weaker, but it has a faster fire rate, so you're going to be able to kill them a little bit faster. So if you were to have one zombie in front of you, and you were to start shooting at the zombie at the same time, all the shots to the face, you would probably kill him as quick with the Lsat as you would with the BRM, just because what each one lacks, the other one kind of makes up for it. And I just find that kind of really interesting, that these LMGs, kind of polar opposites, kind of really do the exact same thing on high rounds. Which really kind of makes me want to compare some other guns that are kind of like polar opposites. Other guns that have really slow fire rates but high damage, compared to other things that have a really fast fire rate but don't do as much damage. So when it comes to which weapon do I prefer, unupgraded wise, definitely the Lsat. Upgraded wise, definitely the BRM, because fuck you, target finder. And when it comes to which weapon is going to be the better weapon to have on high rounds, honestly, it's a coin flip, whichever one you prefer. If you really want to get down to it, I would probably have to say the BRM, just because it carries a little bit more ammo. Well, it's not a little bit, it's 100 more shots. So technically, I would probably say the BRM, but if these weapons were on the same map, I really don't think you can go wrong with either one. They're both fantastic weapons on round 50. They're going to be able to get some work done. They're not the best LMG, but they're definitely really good. So that is going to be the end of this video. Sorry if it's not as long as some of the other comparison videos. It's like 3 o'clock in the morning and I'm extremely tired. I have to make a couple videos in advance because my fiance is coming down for a couple days, so that is why. So real quick, I want to say shout out to my Patreon supporters. You guys are sexy as hell and the reason I can keep making these videos. Thank you guys so much. You guys don't know how it means to me. If you are curious about being a Patreon supporter and want to support me in a more personal way, go ahead and check it out. Link will be in the description. You guys hear me say this all the time. You get a bunch of cool rewards, videos early, extra content, your name on my head, and a bunch of other cool stuff. So if that sounds interesting to you, go ahead and check that out. Again, link will be in the description. And lastly, go follow me on Twitter, Twitch, Discord, and Instagram. All those links will also be in the description. It's a lot easier to come in contact with me over on there than it is in the YouTube comments. So if you want to go ahead and personally tell me that I'm bald, go ahead and follow me on one of those social media websites. And lastly, I hope you guys have a fantastic day, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.